his Mets debut. Royals and Angels.
Show enough.
His spring debut gets Kyle Isbell swinging to the afternoon.
100 up top.
And then he gets Cam Gallagher looking to end the second.
Woo, woo. Show enough.
And then bottom of the third, Mike Trout with one on. Singles into center field. Man, did the Halos miss that last year.
He's healthy. I tell you what, this place was buzzing yesterday. Had some friends that were at the game. They were like, this is like a regular season game. There were people lined up all over the place with Shohei pitching,
big
Trout
deal.
playing.
Yeah, Rendon healthy. Our guys are with the Angels, have been spending time with the Angels at Tempe Diablo. Here are some of the Angels' notable additions. Matt Duffy added to play shortstop. He and Tyler Wade will probably see a lot of time at that spot. Starting pitchers, Noah Syndergaard, Michael Lorenzen, and they did a lot with their bullpen. And as we say good morning to Keith Costas, Perry Manassian was on with Mad Dog Russo yesterday, Keith, and he was talking about how the game has changed to such an end that they felt like being ready with a deeper bullpen was just important as adding to the starting ranks. So if I'm reading the tea leaves here, it won't be really weird to see a 3 1/3 inning start and then a series of relievers try to finish out wins for the Angels this year.
Yeah, that's certainly what it looks like, Matty, when you look at their roster and just see the quantity of arms they brought in. And obviously that's what we've talked about in recent years with the Angels. Can they get the pitching together to make a real run? But Trout hit on what I want to talk about, the full lineup being healthy throughout the season, what this could look like. Obviously, Ohtani and Trout is as good of a 1-2 combo as you have, but Jared Walsh, Harold mentioned, if Rendon can get back to being a $250 million player that he was in Washington, and then the guy that I'm really looking at is Joe Adell in that 7 slot in our projected lineup. He's thrown into a really tough situation in the COVID season. He was a consensus top 5 prospect coming into that year and had to play under some strange circumstances, obviously, and really struggled. But then last year, I get that their AAA affiliate is in Salt Lake, so playing at altitude, 23 homers and 69 RBIs in 73 games. If he can be the kind of player that they thought he can be, all of a sudden the top half of that lineup is about as good as anybody in the sport.
You know, it's interesting. They've got Justin Upton on the roster. He doesn't even make this potential starting lineup list. Upton's going to play a lot. He's going to play DH at times. It's, you know, there's going to be times when Shohei just gets a blow, and he's going to play the outfield a lot, too. They've got 4 really good outfield candidates. Trout every day, and then some combination of Marsh and Adell and Upton.
Yeah, no, it's a star-studded team. That's why what Ohtani did last year is so astonishing. I mean, just hands down MVP when you know Mike Trout's on your club.
Well,
even if Mike stayed healthy all season, Ohtani still wins the MVP in a landslide.
Here's the question for both of you then, because we kicked this around at the end of last year. If Ohtani has a series of seasons comparable to last year's, and there are other great seasons in the American League, by virtue of his doing both sides of the scorecard, pitching and hitting, does he just win the MVP for another 3 or 4 years if he can replicate 2021?
Sadly, for me, yes. Sadly, for everybody else, I say no.
Oh, sadly for everybody else.
Yeah, because I say they'll get tired of it. You mean
the voters?
The voters will get tired of seeing the greatness, because what happens is when somebody is so great in front of you, after a while, it's just, I've seen that. Where's the next shiny object?
Yeah.
Instead of really honing in on what you're seeing. If he does this for 10 years, what he did, nobody can do that on both sides of the ball. It's just that unique.
What do you think, Keith?
I agree with H. It feels like to me it's going to be a Trout, LeBron type of situation where the question almost becomes, can we make a case that someone is actually better than this transcendent talent? And if you can, people are drawn to, like Harold said, throw a little new blood in it and make an argument where it's where the possibility presents itself.
Yeah,
so I agree. I don't think Ohtani's just going to run the table, even though in a vacuum he's probably going to be the most valuable player for as long as he's anywhere close to his peak.
Joe Madden has said, he said it with a lot of conviction last year, that I hope people don't just look at their phones and just take for granted what this guy's doing when you look at highlights or box scores. It is a multi-generational talent that we're watching with Shohei Ohtani. All right, guys, thanks. That was good.
Nice to have you with us.
Yes.